Last Tango in Paris is one of the most controversial movies of all time. The famous butter scene involved a graphic sexual act between Maria Schneider and Marlon Brando, where the director decided to use butter instead of lubricant. Over time, it was revealed that the circumstances under which the scene was filmed were highly questionable, highly problematic, and they raised a lot of questions about abuse. Today, we'll explore the details of that scene, its impact on the actors and society at large, and whether Bernardo Bertolucci, the director, actually regretted the decision that he made during the shoot. I'm Paulina Giff, and in this series, we take a deep dive into some of the weirdest and most unexpected behind-the-scenes movie stories. Bernardo Bertolucci. That name triggers a wide range of conflicting feelings. He was one of Italy's most talented directors. His films, including Last Tango in Paris, The Last Emperor, and The Dreamers, have won numerous awards and have been celebrated globally. But his career was also filled with a lot of controversial things. He was constantly in the public eye, right until he died in 2018 at the age of 77. And even today, the dark history of what many call his best film, Last Tango in Paris, continues to overshadow his life and work. The film debuted in France in 1972. The story follows a man overwhelmed with grief after his wife kills herself. He then meets a young woman and starts an anonymous sexual affair with her. The idea for the film was born from Bertolucci's own fantasies. He once dreamed of seeing a beautiful, nameless woman on the street and having a physical encounter with her without ever knowing who she was. Interesting dreams, what can I say? This inspiration of great artists. I'm quite sure many men had this type of thought in their heads, but this guy decided to share it with the whole world. You know, filmmakers often get advice to make a film about something personal. Bertolucci clearly took it way too seriously. So we can see that the concept was bold and provocative right from the start. Back in 1972, the film was a sensation. It had so much controversy about it that you knew that it was going to be a box office success. At its New York Film Festival premiere, some tickets were being sold for $150 a piece, which is quite outrageous for the price of a movie ticket, especially for those times. You don't want to know what it's worth today. Okay, I'll tell you. $1,120. Imagine paying over $1,000 just to see a movie. I'd want the director to personally thank me in the credits. That's not just buying into the hype, that's financing it. Despite its box office success, the film faced significant backlash and was banned or censored in several countries because of its raw portrayal of physical violence and emotional turmoil. But the hype was so intense that it didn't stop people from traveling great distances just to see the uncensored version. Thousands of Spanish people, for example, drove hundreds of kilometers to reach French cinemas. The actors didn't share the excitement of the public. After filming was complete, both Brando and Schneider admitted that they felt abused by the entire process of making this film, and they refused to speak to Bertolucci ever again.
So we both felt like we've been manipulated. Even he felt manipulated by Bertolucci, and he rejected the movie afterwards for many, many years.
While Brando later acknowledged Bertolucci as one of the best directors he had worked with, Maria Schneider said that this film was her life's only regret and that it ruined her life. The core of all the controversy remains fixed on one infamous incident, the so-called butter scene. This scene features the film's male protagonist, Paul, using butter as a lubricant to sexually assault Jean, played by Maria Schneider. Bertolucci always insisted that the scene had been prearranged and that Schneider had given her consent. However, in 2007, the actress revealed that this was not in fact the case. She claimed that the scene had never been in the original script and that Bertolucci had only informed her about it a few moments before filming began. She recalled how the director arranged the scene to be filmed in the most brutal way possible, with Brando hitting her for real. To be sure, I have to clarify that there was no actual sex involved. It's a movie and they are actors. Yet, during the filming, Maria felt violated and humiliated. I was so angry. Marlon said to me, "Maria, don't worry, it's just a movie." But during the scene, even though what Marlon was doing wasn't real, I was crying real tears. She was only 19 at the time, and facing a film industry titan like Brando, who was 48 at the time, well, she felt powerless. I felt humiliated, and to be honest, I felt a little raped, both by Marlon and by Bertolucci. After the scene, Marlon didn't console me or apologize. Thankfully, there was just one take. She later admitted that if she had known better, she would have reached out to her agent or lawyer, because you cannot force someone to do something that isn't in the script. But at the time, she didn't know that. Then, in 2013, a clip where Bertolucci describes his motivations behind the scene went viral online, triggering public anger.
The sequence of the butter is an idea that I had with Marlon in the morning before shooting it, but I've been in a way horrible to Maria because I didn't tell her what was going on, because I wanted her reaction as a girl, not as an actress.
So, rather than seeing her age as a reason to look after her on set, Bertolucci, with his insane lack of empathy, decided that it would be better for her to be unaware of what was going to happen to her, all for the sake of authenticity. A very questionable and unethical move. I'm not sure what would happen to a director who did something like this to an actress today. I think he would likely be fired and cancelled almost immediately on set.
You know, to make movies sometimes, to obtain something, you have to be completely free. I didn't want Maria to act her humiliation, her rage. I wanted Maria to feel, not to act.
These comments reveal the heart of the issue. It's very easy to focus on the shocking visual impact of that infamous scene, meaning that we often forget about the man sitting behind the camera. This man believed in his authority so much that he felt entitled to take the agency away from a 19-year-old girl at the dawn of her film career. In his apology, he still clearly believed that he had made the right decision.
Do you regret the fact that you have shot the scene like you did?
No, but I feel guilty. I feel guilty, but I do not regret.
Even in retrospect, he seems to regard Schneider's suffering as a necessary sacrifice that would benefit the piece in the long run. But is a 180-minute-long film really worth the destruction of someone's life? I don't think so. I also think that no film, no matter how artistically significant, justifies harming its participants, especially doing that without their consent or understanding of the consequences. As someone who loves movies, I found this whole situation really upsetting. This case ruined what could have been seen as a brave exploration of the human psyche and sexuality. Instead, it warns us about the need for respect and kindness in making art. In the end, the real cost of Last Tango in Paris was not paid at the box office, but by Maria Schneider, whose life and well-being were profoundly affected for the sake of the film. This situation also made me think about cancel culture, which has been very harsh in the past decade or so. Can we separate an artist's work from their actions? Can we still appreciate a movie if we know that something terrible happened during its making? It's been debated for a long time, and I don't have a simple answer. Let me know in the comments if you do, and if you want me to make a separate video about it. Take a look at other videos on my channel and subscribe for more movie insights. I'll talk to you soon. Пока-пока!